So, if you've been hanging out, we went through the last three videos are being looking at changes in the road ahead for July 2021. So what I wanted to do was look at some comments that people did on the mega post, mega thread, whatever they call it, and see what others think, because I don't know how to feel. I mean, I think the character requirements, the new characters and ships, the requirements for them is absolute trash. But as far as all that other stuff, I didn't know how to interpret that. It was kind of just information I was reading. I didn't know what the context was. So let's see what others say. Let's see, you have, yes, Lord Vader, but no, those requirements. Okay, I feel the same. What? Those are some massive changes. Why? That's so annoying. This changes so much. There are a lot of changes. I don't understand what they are for, though. I can't get the context of what they were doing. Changing all of these interactions so that you can't counter a GL with a non-GL does not seem health for the game. Willing to be wrong about this, but I doubt it. Yeah, they're basically making it, that's what I gather too, that they're making it so that the GLs are even more OP. I mean, luckily at this point, at least I have Supreme Leader Kylo, so at least I have one. I can kind of still be in the game, so to speak. But yeah, otherwise, it's like, this just makes Grand Arena so much worse. This makes Galactic Conquest so much worse. This is not smart at all. Love the new format. That was awesome. Okay, so they're talking about, CG said that they're going to do a different format with the road aheads. I mean, it was still just an article, so I don't know what they're talking about. Maybe it's just because they made a video this time as well. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Like I said before, I wanted to put it on my channel as well, but I don't know if they'd give me crap for doing that, so. For some reason, this is what came to my mind when watching the new road ahead. So this is how Liberty dies, with thunderous applause. Yeah, I mean, kinda. This is how you kill the perfectly good free-to-play game. A freemium game, by doing all this nonsense and making it so that only the whales and krakens stick around. This guy, you really are just trying to push free-to-plays out, ain't you? The Relic 8 is completely sickening. Time to add the rest of the Relic 8 mats to a raid or conquest. The new content for ships to a long time, and we get this. A ship that requires a disgusting amount of relics for what seems like zero reason. Why not finish fleets like Resistance and First Order that don't even have tanks yet? Okay, first off, I agree with all that. I said all that, and oddly enough, I actually said this stuff down there too. The Resistance and First Order teams. It's funny. I guess me and X-Grimers is on the same wavelength. Yeah, these Relicates is ridiculous. Like, this is so annoying because, yeah, Lord Vader's kind of cool to have, and so is the new Kenobi. But they're characters I'm literally never going to be able to get. I'm definitely not. I've never put money into this game in the first place, and I'm definitely not putting money into it now. You kidding me? I'm not going to support a game that does this kind of crap. I mean, I'll support it enough to play as a freemium player, or a free-to-play player, not freemium. That means I'm putting some money in, but you know what I mean. But, yeah, I'm definitely not going to do it now. F that. Are you serious? No thanks. What the heck are those changes? And why? This is really, really bad. Possibly. I don't know how to feel because I didn't understand it. But you could be onto something, Disruptor92. Inyak Solomon 88. Hey, Inyak Solomon 88. That's familiar sounding. Was this guy in my guild at one point or something? That's really familiar sounding. All those changes are huge. What the hell? Why are they all being dumped at once like this? Those ship requirements are hilariously horrible too. And reading this, it seems to indicate that CG is resetting a lot of our tunes so that we get our materials back. All at once? Really? Yeah, CG is a joke nowadays. It's funny, people used to complain before about CG when it was under the ownership of EA, but I think things were a little bit better then. There still was the free-to-play aspect of things. Once CG took over and EA was not really in it as much, it's gotten so much worse. Separatists just got majorly stomped on by CG. The only thing that I recall was Wat Tambor. Then how is that being majorly stomped on? I guess there was something by Grievous too, but still, there's a lot more Separatists than just Grievous and Wat Tambor. I mean, those are two of the heavy hitters of that faction, but I don't know. I don't know what this guy's trying to get at. And Gas, and JKL, and Dark Trooper. Oh, we didn't see anything about Dark Trooper. That is in the video, though. They just didn't put it as a highlight in their write-up. And Vader, and Thrawn, and every other character that made it fun. Yeah, basically, every character that over the time that they've either A, launched for fan service like JKL, or characters that they've beefed up and made better for the free-to-play people like Vader and Thrawn, are now, it sounds like, getting debuffed. So that's nonsense. Or what do they call it? Not debuffed. They call it oh, what's the word? I almost had it there too. Axed. No, I don't know. Whatever the word is. Dark Trooper. I don't know what they did with Dark Trooper, because like I said, it's in the video. It's not. They didn't put it in the write-up. Another new capital ship, where we already have cap ships without full fleets. I do think that's ridiculous. There is way too many capital ships in relation to how many regular ships we have, and at the end of the day, we don't even have enough full fleets. The only thing I can think of offhand that you can make a full fleet of is Rebels, Galactic Republic, and that might be it. Maybe Empire. Empire's pretty close. I don't know if you can actually do a full fleet. Ooh, Malevolence. You might be able to do enough Separatists. I'm not sure. I don't have Malevolence yet, so I haven't really done any playing around with his ship, but there might be. There's the 3 Geo ships. There's the droid ones. Yeah, there still might not be enough ships, actually, now that I think about it more. Nerfed. That's the word I'm looking for. Nerfed. Anyway, this guy's responding to somebody else. What? Why are the master changes? Why is it so annoying? So this person says, they do say re-relic in the text. Haven't watched the video yet. So it sounds like we will materials back to reevaluate once it happens. Just to interject here, what I gathered from that was Relic 8, though. I don't think they're going to full on, like, totally bring a character down. Like, say you had Vader at Relic 8. I don't think they're going to bring him down to, like, Gear 12. Or Relic 1, let's say, not Gear 12, but Relic 1, and then it's up to you if you want to put them back to Relic 8. I think it's only characters that were Relic 8. They're going to strip the Relic 8, so now everyone will be Relic 7, and then you can reallocate your Relic 8 stuff. This is like something that they do in DC Legends. A lot of times they will, well, not a lot of times, commonly enough, they will revamp characters' moves and such, and there's a special upgrade that you get once you get your character's legendary stars up, and then you can kind of like, it's almost like a Zeta kind of, only there's one for each move. Like, you know, this game characters might not have a Zeta, they'll have one Zeta. Some characters like Galactic Legends are full of Zetas, so that's kind of like in DC Legends. Every time you get your legendary stars up, you get like another Zeta, if you will. So anyways, when they upgrade the moves, they strip all the Zetas and then allow you to reallocate them as you want. Now, obviously, if you have a character with all of them already, that's kind of annoying because you're just going to put them all back. But sometimes maybe your character's only at 3 stars, so you allocated those 3. But now with the revamped moves, maybe there's a better combination of how you could lay those Zetas down for the time being until you have them at 5-star legendary. So that's what I'm thinking is going on here with the Relic 8 stuff. I don't know. Anyhow, continuing with their response, it says, as for the why, I need to check if they are going to discuss the situation at this time, but it has to do with defense penetration, how it's climbing in effectiveness with relics. John Connors said something and then took it back. This guy, Notenst, said, looks like almost a GL capital ship with those requirements to see the event. Yeah, kinda. If not a GL, then it's like a hardcore legendary like Jedi Knight Luke or Gas. I mean, they're technically not GLs, but their requirements are just as hard, if not harder, than a GL. From my experience with Gas, that was ridiculously hard for a non-GL event. Anyways, the guy that thinks like me, he's back and says, he's responding to the other guy. Another new capital ship where we already have cap ships without full fleets. He says, it'll have a skill that stops assist and multi-hits just to stop Nego, Mal, and Rebels from beating it. Oh, Nego, Negotiator. I was like, what's Nego? Boycotting Vader. BB were wrong to require 2,000 Kairos for 5 tunes. BB were wrong? What's BB? That's literally the cost of all a GL's requirements plus a GL. There was no way I wanted to gear up BB anyway. What is BB? Now you're making BB a prerequisite for LV? What's LV? What is BB and LV? Ugh. Lord Vader. Okay, LV is Lord Vader. Now you're making BB a prerequisite for LV. I don't know who BB is. I was willing to gear some tunes that I would not normally gear, like Tuscans or BH. Who's BH now? Oh, Bob. I don't know. I am not willing to gear BB for access to a single GL. I will go for Glee instead. Much better value. What is Glee? Galactic Legends. Eternal Emperor. Okay, I call him C. I've already made a lot of progress on this on the side while working on other things, and I get to work on the new fleet meta at the same time. Sorry, GC, you jumped the shark. It's over. Okay, you can't end it with it's over after you told them that you're working on C, so it's not really over. You're gonna get C instead of working on these new characters. What? Who the heck is BB? I don't know. Whatever. Great job, CG. You plan to nerf all the fun tunes in this game. Yikes. It's really dumb, too, because they just buffed Vader, like, not too long ago. Maybe a year ago, and now you're nerfing him. Like, oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Make him stronger just to make him weaker. Oh, okay. You are giving us months head up so we don't relic 8 them. But what about the fact that it takes months to get Gas, JKL, Malik, etc.? If that's the case, next thing we know, you will nerf some older GOs just to make sure some people stay happy. This is outrageous. It's unfair. They said months to get Gas. It took me over a year to get Gas. I remember when I finally was able to gain access to his event. That was easily about 8 months ago. And then all the time it took me to grind to get to there was probably another 8 months. It's more than just months. JKL was announced over a year ago, right? And I have nothing beefed up yet because nothing's natural. You have to focus on working on these characters. So he's been announced a year ago. I still don't even have any progress on getting him yet. So it's a lot more than just months. And that's something true too that I was thinking about. If in the future they probably are going to nerf some GLs like the first two. You know, you have Kylo and Rey. They're probably going to get nerfed as they come out with even maybe the next batch of GLs. Like they got Lord Vader and Kenobi are the newest. Then the next batch will probably nerf those. The next batch after that will probably nerf C and Luke. It's ridiculous. It's just anything to keep the game so that then the Whales and Krakens can be top tier and they can keep making money and make it so that those people are happy because, oh, we're still top tier. So we don't have people with like Supreme Leader Kylo sitting up here when we have our whatever comes out in the future for GLs, you know? Like I said, it's outrageous, it's unfair. I almost feel like they're trying to make a joke there with Anakin, but it does work. It's true in this situation. Am I missing something? What's changing on Dark Trooper? You're going to have to watch the video for that one. Okay, this guy with all this stuff. But you don't think it's jumping the shark to say you would gear Tuscans over BB? Yeah, that is kind of stupid. Who is BB? Dang it! Stop using acronyms. So used to being dripped info. This kind of overloaded my brain, but excited for all the news nonetheless. Bad response. Nerfing all GL counters without fixing the matchmaking in all contexts is plain wrong. I've been matching with people having 2 GL less. How are they going to cope with it? I have also matched in territory wars with guilds which, for one or another reason, had 40 GL more than us. What there? Kino, can you find out if matchmaking is being revamped? Doubt it. They already did their revamp and it's still trash. I'm still partnered up against nonsense. This guy, again, especially given it's another Empire ship. We have 3 now with not that many Empire ships. That's true. We got Tarkin, Thrawn, and now this guy, Piet. That is pretty ridiculous. What's up with all the Empire? You need Relic 8 characters, but 4-star ships for a ship event? No, just no. I mean, it starts out at 4-star, but it says it ends at 7-star. But you do have a point there. Yeah, let me just unlock this ship at 4 stars, so it's a weak ship, but I gotta have my character at Relic 8. That is pretty dumb. Not only does it show no sense of perspective or scale, no ship event has required Relic pilots in the past, none. So Relic 3 would be a huge step up in requirements, and nothing more can be justified. It prioritizes characters over ships. That's true. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, we've never had anything dumb like this. Like, to get Han ship, you need to have all the bounty hunter ships, but only at 7-star. There was no other requirements other than have them at 7-star. Now they're making us, oh, you don't have Relic 8? Oh, well, F you. And yeah, like they said, they're prioritizing characters over ships. I think what would have been cooler is if they beefed up ships. There's enough beef going on with characters. The characters themselves, there's Zetas, there's stars, there's now the relics, there's mods, there's teams you can build, all that. There's really nothing with ships. It's like either at this point just get rid of ships, because you never really did. The ships came out in like November 2016. They really haven't done too much with it in this time. So either just get rid of it because you don't care about the ships clearly, or do something with it. Don't just add one dumb capital ship that only whales and krakens are gonna get. Anyways, for a ship event of this magnitude requires 7-star ships. It's not only that the tune requirements are too high, they are. It's a ship event that doesn't care about ship quality. Yeah, seriously, it's a ship event, and they care more about the characters, the captains of the ship, rather than the ship itself. That is pretty stupid. Go home, CG, you're drunk. I think they're more than drunk. I think they found a stash of meth, and they've been using it, and now they're hanging out with Mr. White a little bit too much. Guys, relax. They're just doing this so they can shut Galaxy Heroes down and focus on their new game. All good, nothing to see here. Then, as ever dumb as that sounds, that could be true. Maybe they are working. I've been hearing about Galaxy Heroes 2 for the longest time, and I always thought, what would be the point of that? That'd be stupid. But who knows? Maybe that is the case. How can we casually kill this game so that we lose all the people and then we can launch something new? That would be funny enough if there was a massive backfire. Imagine like they did kill this game and then they launch a new one and no one plays it because they're like, F you. The current whales and krakens don't want to join that one because they're like, we just spent so much money on this game and you killed it. And then the free-to-play players are like, seriously, this is how you're going to do us? And so like they just go out of business. That'd be funny. Videos going forward are not a good idea. It's much easier for a lot of people to read all the info. Both is fine, but please don't make it videos only at any point. That's what I thought right away too, because I first saw the video on Instagram and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I thought, man, I hope there's still the article. Granted, I prefer the article so I can make videos, but still at the same time, like this person said, it's not so much that it's easier to read, it's just I'd rather get my information through a read. When you're watching the video presented by CG, they're trying to beef it up and make it entertaining. So it's like, yeah, you're getting the information, but at the same time, you're getting it in a fun way, if you will, where I want the information just laid out on the paper so I can read it and then I can think about it and process it myself, not be distracted with background music and stuff. I know, ironic, because that's what I do, so I'm kind of making fun of myself, but still. Both is fine, but please don't make it videos only at any point. Yeah, both is fine, because there could be those people that do want the videos. I mean, some people view my stuff. I'm sure they aren't expecting what it ends up being. They probably think it's something cool, and then they're like, oh, this idiot's just reading an article. But still, you might actually have an interest in that. Maybe you don't want to read. You're driving and you want to hear about the updates, and so it's easier to listen while you're driving than try to read an article. But anyway. Also, I seem to remember that when Relic 8 was first introduced, you did say that it was going to start as exclusive to the Rancor Challenge and the Conquest, but eventually come to others of the game too. Does anyone else remember that? Yes, I do. Because I thought Relic 8 was a very stupid idea, but then when they said that, I was like, okay, well, it's annoying, and it's going to start that way for the Krakens and whales, but then it'll bleed out to everyone else. When is that going to start coming to other areas, please? Yeah, at this point, probably never. Because now they're making all the GLs have Relic 8, so they're like, ooh, we got an idea. Will I get all the gear that I've putted into Gas, JKL, Grievous, Malik, Thrawn, etc.? Okay, I don't know what that you're trying to say. It seems nothing has happened to Dark Trooper, but the changes are to tunes around him. The change to C seems to affect the IT counter. You need to at least give Watt's weapon tech some damage boost. If you remove the defense ignore, it's completely useless against kits that can prevent gaining TM. Give it at least a 50% boost in offense or something. Jeez, that's not just a small nerf. That's a huge nerf. Okay, I have Watt. I just have him unlocked, so I don't know what he unlocks at. What is that, 4-star? So yeah, he's not too beefed up. I actually have worked on him. He's only like gear 8, I think, but still. But I haven't used him that much, so I don't really know what that move did in the first place. So I can't really weigh in on that. I guess this person seems to know about it though, and they think that what happened to him is ridiculous, which I wouldn't doubt. It is CG we're talking about. Did we just get a spoiler for the Bad Batch show? What? No. All right. that's good enough for now. So, yeah, it seems like a lot of people feel like the same as me, that they think this is ridiculous and, FCG. Like, they need to stop being so money hungry and think about the player and what we actually want and care about, and don't ruin good characters just because. I mean, some characters need to be good for a reason. They just are good. Like, I always think about how it's ironic how I guess this is nothing really for CG, but I always find it ironic, like in, say, Grand Arena, when I have a team of Force-sensitive characters, and I lose against something that's not Force-sensitive. I can't think offhand. Let's say, like, I don't know, something like, what do I usually lose against? Something that's not Force-sensitive, but I'm thinking, like, maybe a Rebels squad versus, like, a Darth Revan squad, and like my Rebels the opponent's Rebels win and my Darth Revan squad loses. And I always think that's so stupid, because if that was real life, so to speak, that Sith Empire team would dominate. They're all Force sensitive. They're all Sith Lords. I mean, Revan alone could tear up stuff by himself in Malak. And yet you're telling me that Chewie, Han, 3PO, just generic characters, if you will, are going to be able to beat something like that? I always thought it was stupid, and this happens all the time. It just, stuff that just doesn't really fit in with the lore happens. It's just like, Vader, I mean, they gave Vader a buff before, but I feel like he needs to maintain that, or they need to maintain it. He's supposed to be one of the best characters, right? Same as Luke. He's supposed to be one of the top characters. So don't make it so that nonsense can beat them. They should be able to wipe anything out, no problem, not lose. I mean, the other day, it was my second account, so I'm a little bit weaker, but still, my Vader's pretty beefed up. He is gear 12, and I lost to something stupid. What did I go up against? I think I went up against, like, Geos or something, and I lost with my regular Sith/Empire team. Not Sith Empire, but Sith and Empire, like I have Tarkin and Thrawn in there. And I was like, how does this even make any sense? It doesn't. Vader alone, which would have been Anakin, because the Geonosians showed up in episode 2, but he'd be able to wreck the Geonosians no problem. They're just like insects, kind of. They're just big insects, big intelligent insects. But somebody like Anakin, who's Force sensitive and has a lightsaber and all that, would be able to tear them up. Same as when he's Vader. Once he turns into Vader, he'd be able to do that. It's stupid that we would lose. And I think CG needs to keep the integrity of Star Wars in mind, and not just do whatever they think works best for them for money. I get it. They're a company and they want to make money, but do it smartly. Don't be stupid. Oh, your Gear 12 Vader is going to lose against a Gear 12 Geo team. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. They have high synergy and stuff, but, like, seriously? Anyways, I'm going on a tangent now. FCG, they're a terrible company. They're ruining a game that was awesome, and that's all for now. Until the next one, you already know. I said see ya.